Welcome to the Dungeon House, where a bunch of regular people with regular jobs gather to play Dungeons and Dragons. We aren't professionals, so if you hear food ASMR or a baby in the back, just understand it's normal. This show is recommended for those 13 and up. The music you'll hear is brought to you by William Heaton and various other artists. We're glad that you're here to share in the fun and laughter, as well as the challenges along the way. So come on into our home, take a seat on the couch, and enjoy the Dungeon House.
D&D today. I'm pumped.
It's our professional. I've applied.
What should we fight today? We don't have to fight something. We'll find out. Let me set that over there.
Oh, that makes sense.
What?
Interesting. So I finally figured out why imaginary numbers are imaginary numbers.
Because they're not real.
Or
They can't hurt you.
no. The concept is like whenever you square something, right? It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative positive. Like it's always going to be a positive whenever you square something, right? And so if you take the square root of a squared number, you're always going to get the absolute of that number, right?
Yes.
And so whenever you're taking the square root of something, it's impossible to get a negative number because like it's always going to be positive, so you're never going to know if it's a positive, right?
It could be, it's like a plus or minus is one way that you could think about it. Because it's not.
A plus or minus, right?
Because you just don't know. It's information that's lost prior to that operation.
And so that's why if you have a negative number in a square root, like it can't be, like it's imaginary at that point because it's not an absolute.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We get them.
So it's about this girl who's deaf.
I think we're live right now.
Yeah, I've seen it. No, seen a different one about a girl who's deaf. Yeah, the movie one. Yeah, that's what I would say. Hopefully, what? Yeah, I guess. I hear your voice, just sudden voice. Yeah, a silent, a quiet voice. It's really sad. But it was more. There's also a K drama that is like of the same thing, and I always mix up their titles. Yeah. So I'm a cousin sister. Oh, and so she does. I am deaf. So you know the whole thing was just how close she might talk. Open the door and afterwards, like I texted right now, like you're amazing. That is so smart.
Man.
Hey, continue. I interrupted. No, you're good. Yeah. So it begins. I'm sorry. When I'm trying to share a show, I'm usually just describing. So it's spoiling. Then this happened. So you should watch it. So,
How close is? How close are y'all to being ready?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah. Just lives her happy life. She's happy. She's really thankful. The first line is choosy as egg. Because if your face left us no. But yeah, but it's like okay, I see I go try that it's still achievable. But this how it starts is she's on the train, she's grateful, she's like, man, I'm so blessed. I've lived my life. I go to college. Yeah. So that's the nice thing. It's in college, something's high school in middle school. So that's nice. But she's on the train, chilling, and then suddenly this guy comes up to her and was just like stopping. And it's also a foreigner, so she's mega. So that was like language barrier. So she's trying to sign like sorry, like I can't help, and he's like, but eventually, they Joseph's in the scene and helps him out, and just that slows down the speech and that's and you read lips. She's like, yeah, and she's like, another girl, she just texts or science community. Super awesome. But yeah, so super hot guy, and she's like, oh, it's amazing. Oh. And it basically goes from there how she's like, at first it's like way over dramatized and weird, like, am I crushing or am I in love? And she's with her friend who also have a crush on the guy's cousin. So they're able to jump. Oh, yeah. But her friend's funny. She's not the best influence. She's a great friend. But she is funny.
Hey, you're live. We haven't started yet. We are live. I'm just waiting for those.
So, the death row.
Oh.
Oh, are we what?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
live.
Oh. She everybody's like, they haven't even watched it. And like, but where I'm at right now, it's like to acknowledge that, like, calm down. It's okay. It's their first love. I mean, so would you recommend it? Yeah. Again? And sign of affection. They're so. We came and waited.
I just like good things.
No. No, I don't think so. Like, even if I was a little confused how back the lips. That's okay. Hawkeye with salad is my new favorite thing. That's what I said. Hawkeye with salad.
How is everyone?
Have you heard of the pizza?
Like Kyle, David, Brandon.
Well, I figured out today how to change my cursor on my computer to a little gauntlet. I'm good.
Did you like my little message?
Yeah, the RuneScape.
Yeah, POV,
Here,
it's
I'll show
2007
everyone.
and you're grinding your woodcutting skill in RuneScape.
Go
Ooh,
check
that
it
is
out.
pretty blurry. Yeah.
And then it's a little sword.
It's so awesome. Little clicker. Does the finger move when you click?
No, I wish it did.
Oh, like a little.
I haven't figured out how to make it that, but yeah.
We need more innovation like that in our lives.
I know, we do. We really do. But, what can you do?
We should start.
Yes.
I'm thinking about changing the like text cursor to be like a little quill.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that idea.
That is good. That's good. You can do the yes. And we did. You go down without the bottle again?
He took a little bit, but mostly he just went down.
You're gonna sit there, like on the couch. I will sit here because there's a possibility I may end up right here, depending on how my back hurts. So
That's okay. Faith, are you just getting the pizza out of the oven? Okay. Did you let it stand for 5 minutes? Okay.
I also think you can just start because
All right.
you're not starting with any of us except for Ren.
That's factual.
But I want everyone to be here and be invested in Ren's
Hey, don't
story.
you guys care about me?
No. I mean, yeah, of course.
Valid.
Ren, we can.
We
And there might be things that have to do with your characters.
No.
Uh,
Nah, probably not.
Maybe.
Ren might be commanded to draw some blood.
He might.
Aaron will kill Ren if it needs be. He's done it once.
killed Ren.
No,
No,
killed the
killed
party.
another party member.
It was a little soon. Not too soon, but a little soon.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You're just throwing a little of what you want the other person over.
Okay, in a second. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. So this is going to be a little bit challenging to get kind of back in the moment because we kind of ended at a moment that was very, very large. I wish that I could just pull up the recording at the moment of when that was, but I'm not going to try to find that. So I'm going to do my best to describe the scene leading up to what happened. Ren. The movements in your body come naturally. The dance of Yoko and Baisha, flowing through you and your sister. You feel the mist all around you condensing. You can almost feel the electricity coursing through each individual droplet. The exhaustion that the day has left you in bleeds out, and you no longer feel your body. You feel almost numb. You can't tell whether that's from holding this javelin vibrating, whirring in your hand, or maybe this feeling of exhaustion has been taken from you. The smell of ozone is strong in the air, and you still see flashes of light, crashes of lightning, sparks lighting up this smoky cloud. As everyone watches, the bluish, yellowish lightning swirling up above, a figure and his sister dancing in the mist, flashes silhouetting them every once in a while. Ren, as you bring up your spear to finish off the cadence, the lightning that gathered up crashes down onto you. Everyone, you all see this, and it goes silent. For Ren and your sister, Dehenna, you see something different. The world goes almost in a grayscale, still misty. You can feel the ground beneath you, but it's almost like everything around you has a strange substance to it. It's not necessarily what your body is used to experiencing. From the fog, you see a figure emerge, 10 feet tall, muscular. Male figure steps up towards you, eyes crackling with blue lightning. Other than that, you don't see any other features on his face. As you kneel down and worship, he picks up your head between his thumb and his index finger and lifts you up, looking you over. Little warrior, you've gotten my attention. What do you want?
My family, they're sick, near death. Some of them. One's already dead. I just need help. I need to know what to do. And I'll kind of like fumble over my words. I wasn't expecting this to happen, you know. But Ren will just say, I just need some guidance of where to go. They're afflicted with a curse, an ancient one. I don't know what to do. I need help. I need your help.
He kind of looks you over, kind of tilting your head back and forth. You have piqued my interest. Tell me, why is your family so important to you? You're not afflicted with it as of yet.
I'm not afflicted with it yet, but they've done everything for me. There's never been a moment of my life, the large majority of my life, where I wasn't with them and caring for them and them caring for me. I don't know what my life would be like without them. They're precious to me.
And what would you do if you lost them?
I don't know. I don't want to focus on that. All I've thought about is saving them, bringing them back. I haven't given the thought of losing them the time of day.
Good. Focus on what's forward. Very interesting. What are you willing to give up for your family?
Anything. I'll take on the curse myself if I need to.
He will glance up from you and look towards your sister as she's also kneeling down, and he'll inspect her. That is very bold words. I commend you. Though I will warn you, I do not have the ability to transfer this curse from one to another. It is, as you said, ancient. Designed by Umberlay, its secrets hoarded by him and sealed. Though I may know, his words are binding, and I cannot say. But I think there are ways to get around such issues for the time being. Not a fix, but a way to buy you more time.
Yes, anything. We don't have much time left.
I can see. I've been among this village this whole entire day. Your family has piqued my interest.
What will you have me do?
He kind of stops and pauses for a little bit. I little warrior, I am in need of an emissary in your plane. There are things that, at the time present, I cannot accomplish on my own. And I think we could be mutually beneficial. I can tell that you are desperate. So am I. Would you dedicate yourself to me? Do my bidding?
I think, like, without hesitation, Ren will say yes. I told you I would do anything. I'll do anything to get what I want, as will you. And I'll kind of look up at him for the first time.
As you make eye contact with him, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Love this.
Cast guidance on him.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. That's a 6 for me.
So, I want you to kind of understand the face that you look at is not one that is warm. It's not one that you think when you were taught about Yoko bringing life, you can see that part of him. He looks like he, in his form right now, and as he was talking, and as he said, he is desperate for something. As you look him into the eyes, you feel a searing pain. And not too long after, I'm sorry, you didn't roll very well on this, you look down, you can feel the energy still crackling on you, and you feel your face, and you can feel what feels to be burn marks around your eyes.
I imagine like I'm seeing like the images like of his eyes are like burned into my retinas. Like I like close my eyes and like look at the ground, but I can't see anything but those like just like blue dots.
Yeah. The afterimage stays there, and you can feel as you cover up your eyes the burning. He rests his hand, almost feeling like a tube of wind, on your head and says, "Don't be dismayed. It's a mark of who you serve." Our proposition will work as follows. For the time being, until I have more freedom, I will only be able to give you one step at a time. I understand that your family does not have very much time, and my needs can wait a little longer. I've learned to be patient over the last millennium. There's a ship not far from here, sunken in the sea. The name is Scully's Rapture. I should know. I was the one who brought it down. Inside a chest, in the submerged bow, you will find an item. And once used properly, will give your mother respite for the time being. Retrieve the item, bring it back to Bauli, make the sacred rites, offer what needs to be offered, and I will commune with you further and tell you the next step. Before I go, there's one task that I need you to do for me. It is not necessarily something that will be accomplished overnight. I would like you to get in the good graces of one of your companions. Make them trust you. Her name is Opal. You will need her on your side. I will need her on your side. And I give you a warning. Do not trust the one named Adilaide. For if you do, it may dispel everything we will work for. Will you do that, little warrior?
Yes, of course. But why can't I trust Adelaide, other than that she could be a danger to our plans? Is there something I should know?
You have the information that you need at this time. I fear that any more may dilute what is necessary.
Of course. I apologize for being so selfish and wanting to know. Thank
I will
you
give you that.
so much.
My eyes are on you, but another's eyes are on her. And that is the issue.
Thank you, Master. And I'll just like kneel deeper.
He will stand up and the clouds around you start forming and the wind starts pelting you as you can somewhat see his feet as finally the eyes of him are starting to fade from your vision. You're being buffeted. You feel yourself being pushed around. And almost with right as a crack of lightning happens, a torrential downpour washes over you, pouring this water all over you, sinking this cold, deep feeling into your bones. As you look down into the water, as your eyes finally clear, you can see what looks to be like the best way to describe them is almost like lightning bolts spreading out from where your eyes are at in that seared, scarred look.
Are they like black, or like what color are they? Or is it just like lighter skin color, like a scar usually is?
It looks like as this water washes over you, the pain leaves, leaving it as you see like the scabs flake off in the moment and leaving that white skin right around your eyes.
Yeah, I'll just like look at my reflection and just like feel my eyes and then look at my sister.
As you look at your sister, she looks at you and kind of gasps for a second as she sees your eyes. Not a moment or two afterwards, as you all see kind of this smoke dissipating around Tehenna and Ren, it lifts back up, kind of coming into the column of smoke above this town. Again, you see them both kneeling on their ground, both of them drenched completely through water. You don't see any signs of moisture or anything else around them. This all happened in but the blink of an eye.
Can Opal approach very hastily and sternly?
Sure. As kind of the villagers are just dumbfounded by what they've seen, you approach Ren. I almost imagine Ren's probably just still like on the ground, like still, like you were looking.
They're kind of in shock,
Yeah.
like speechless, like what just happened, you know?
Yeah.
Opal is gonna grab him by the shirt and pick him up as if I'm gonna punch him. And lift him up and look him in the eye. Do I recognize the marks?
The marks. Make either a religion or a history check.
I have advantage because I'm Opal.
What'd you roll?
The plate stopped it.
Wait, did stop it.
It got stuck under the plate.
But was it cocked?
No.
Would you have stopped? Would the play have stopped it, and that would have been a problem if it was a natural 20? Probably not.
No.
I think that for this mark, I don't feel like you'd have advantage, to be honest.
That's fine. My intent is to see, like, obviously something has been changed about Ren.
Sure.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
My question is, would Opal make the connection that he spoke with a god?
What'd you roll? I don't even know what you rolled.
I know, it's because I don't want to say. Ah. Religion or what?
Religion or history?
Either way, it's a 4.
4. So, though you don't recognize this, like, different coloration around his eyes, you can definitely see that he's changed. He's kind of, it almost looks like he is in shock, like he's, gone through almost a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
I would say with your specific background, you could definitely tell that Ren just had an experience with an extra planar entity.
Okay.
Like you'd feel it's almost kind of like a part of your divine sense.
Yeah.
You could sense that residual connection to something from not the normal realm in which you guys are from.
Okay. Yeah. Opal will look very sternly at Ren and say, "You and I need to talk." And I'll just let him go and start walking away.
Ren will like just look around at like everyone, and I assume like everyone's looking at me, But as she walks away, I'll just go after her.
As you go after her, you see Taman kind of gather up, and he'll stop you for a second as he looks at you in your eyes, and he will look at you, like he'll almost kind of grab your hand for a second, and it can't be, and then he'll let you go and just kind of turn away, muttering to himself as you run.
Yeah, as he kind of grabs me, I'll say, "We'll talk later."
Okay.
And then I'll continue after Opal.
Perfect. Not too far past. I think she's walking more towards the. Are you walking towards the beach or the jungle?
I think beach, because then I could get a visual of who is around and who can hear.
Okay, perfect. As you walk towards the beach, it's actually not too far away from Ren's home, as his house is one of the closer ones to the beach. Though you don't see any lights besides the smoldering coals and the stones still placed upon him that have been surrounding his home for the last day.
What?
Yeah, you're just there.
Okay.
Not too long after Ren approaches.
Okay. I'll first make sure that no one is around us to hear.
Make a perception check.
Yeah. Plate didn't stop that one, but it still equally sucks. That is a 4.
Okay. From what you can tell, there's no one around.
Okay. And honestly, since we're near his family's house, like, it concerns them too. So
Yeah.
if they are able to hear, whatever. But other than that, nobody listen. From what I can tell. Ren, I need you to be completely transparent with me. What happened?
Hopefully, you will probably not believe this, but you need to trust me. I
Opal
just
just-
spoke with a god.
Opal will start, she'll stiffen up, and inside her mind, she's like screaming of like,
And you can see like
What-
Ren is like kind of stoked. You know, like he's like, big news. Like, this is great.
This is great.
Yeah.
Our problems, they're over.
yeah. Opal's
It's
pissed.
sunshine here on out.
Yeah, no. Opal is like wide eyes, angry eyebrows, like, what? What did they say?
Yoko said he would help me. He would help my family.
With what condition?
I just need to help him a little bit. And you know, we're taking things one thing at a time. But listen, he already told me how I can help my mom.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you there. If his motive, did he say anything to the inclination of gaining more power, getting more access, freedom, anything like that? Barrier, veil, anything like that? What did he say?
He said that currently, you know, I mean, you know, Yoko is imprisoned right now, which, I mean, it's fine. It's cool. It's just how he works, you know. And he said that he's patient and he has learned to kind of be at ease where he's at. Being in his situation really doesn't give him a lot of, you know, how do I say this? I mean, it gives him some more versatility having me as a sort of, um, I wouldn't say servant, but someone who can, you know, do things here and there for him. I wouldn't call that freedom or expanded power, but no, I think things are really good, Opal. Things are really looking up.
So, patience mean he is waiting for something. He's waiting for something, and he has chosen you to be his vessel to get access, to get more things. He's given you tasks, as you said. We're taking it slow, one thing at a time. Whatever it is, you need to stop right now.
Look, Opal, I'm being honest with you. I need you to be honest with me.
Why do you
Why are you
think he
so
is
worried
in
about
prison?
this?
Why do you think he is unable to appear to you?
That was a long
Why?
time ago.
Who was there? There's a title for what happened for a reason, for us to remember.
Opal, I don't know exactly the conditions of what happened so long ago, but what I do know is that Yoko has sustained my whole village, and he's helping my family.
Opal will start to get a little like panic attack like of gods have multiple motives. They can do multiple things. They can be good. They can be bad. But at the end of the day, you cannot control what they do. And they can have extreme influence in other people's lives. You have a mark on your face because of this. I will not help you, and if you continue, I will stop you.
Ren will just kind of look at the ground and like look at the ocean and just say, but gods can be good.
And gods can be bad. And that's not your decision to make for the rest of the world to suffer. And Opal is done. She's just going to wave her hand and be like, you're done. No more of this.
Opal, let's see how this pans out.
You heard my warning.
I can't leave my family to die. I need you to trust me on this.
Ren, you are my friend. But in order to save millions, it might be the sacrifice you need to make.
What do you fear is going to happen? What makes you so sure?
Ren, I haven't been completely honest with you, and that's for a reason. And you asked me to be honest. Do you recall when I said my ancestors greatly are involved with the Paraxum? Paraxum? Yeah, I'm like, it's not triquetral, that's my guilt. Yeah. You recall that, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, here's the truth. There are no other opals. There are no ancestors of me. It is just me. I have been doing this since that day. Over and over. And I've had to let loved ones go. I've had to witness their death right before my eyes with doing nothing. To fulfill the promise, the oath that I made. That I would never let any god, good or bad or neutral, influence the lives or interfere with anyone in this realm. So, if you think you're just going to pull the card that I've heard for centuries, just trust me, Opal. I'm your friend. I've learned to turn my emotions off when it comes to that, and you're just going to have to try harder or die trying. I hope we find a cure for your family. That is my utmost wish, but if it has anything to do with what I think it does, it's not going to happen.
Opal, I think it might already be a little too late. I'm already indentured to him.
Opal will draw her axe.
Oh,
Oh, shoot. And then Ren will just kind of say, Opal, no, please. Can you please trust a friend one more time? And if it doesn't work out, I promise you that you can kill me.
Opal will do the frustration laugh. The frustration laugh of just, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you've heard my warning. I suggest you heed it. You are my friend, and we will figure this out together. But you know where I stand.
I do know where you stand, and I thank you for telling me. I wish you would have told me sooner.
There's
I
reasons
hope
why.
that your experience with your lifetime will help me with this. I'm going to really rely on you and your lifetimes of wisdom, I would assume. I've never met a god before today.
Trust me, they're a lot alike.
Yeah, so, I mean, it means a lot that you would tell me about this. And I'm sorry I jumped right into this, but I do need your support. What little bit you can give.
As from kind of the shadows, Gehenna will emerge. She will say, please, at least accompany him to find the item, the thing that will support our mother.
Item. She's involved?
I was there with him. I saw His Majesty. I saw Ren run out, and I wanted to confirm that he saw the same thing I did. I've been listening. I'm sorry. But I will say this. He did not give anything to Ren that was in any way evil or hurtful for anyone else. He gave us a solution. Something that we could do right now that can preserve our mother's life. And even if that means that Ren, only does that, at least that's as much as we got. At least let's do that. At least let's preserve our mother's life, please.
At least let me preserve this world for you to live in. If she heard the same instructions you did, she's equally a threat.
I'll say, Opal, you saw celebration. Bauli loves Yoko, and Yoko loves Bauli. He meant no intent in this contract that we have.
Brandon, you are kind of cutting out a little bit. Your audio got mixed up a little bit. Could you repeat that?
Bruh. Yeah, I'll say Bauli loves Yoko, and Yoko loves Bauli. Yo is brash by nature, but that does not mean he cannot be soft and compassionate. He meant no ill intent in the deal that we have.
Aren't you yourself a
And I'll
servant?
turn.
Opal's just gonna get more frustrated and irritated and just get more ticked off, and she'll physically emulate that. Just like tapping her foot, just shaking her head like, I don't need your lectures. I've met him. I don't care. If you're so convinced that he's so good, have him prove it to me. Prove it. All I have heard.
I don't have a doubt in my mind that he will.
All I have heard is he's great. He's preserved my people. Your people are not everyone. I'll let you sleep on it. Come up with another game plan. Try again. But, again, you two are both on the chopping block, basically. Opal is just gonna
Storm off.
Yeah, she's just shaking with frustration and anger with multiple feelings. Inside Opal's brain is, I want to help my friends, but I can't. If I do, I will lose everything and everyone and this Earth entirely, this planet entirely. I love my friends. I want their families to be happy and together, but I cannot do it. So she's conflicted as she always is, as I want to do what I want to do, but I can't do it. So Opal is walking away. She needs to let off some steam. She's gonna go walk in the ocean because she can and breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Breathe in the ocean.
Yeah, she's gonna go walk in the ocean because you can't follow.
That's awesome. That's great.
As she goes off, I'll turn to Hannah. I'll just say, she'll come around. I hope.
Yeah. It may take some time. Ren, I think from seeing Dad and now seeing Mom, I give her 2, maybe 3 weeks. We have a little bit of time before we need to go find our solution, but I think we can't not follow what our God has asked us to do. Are we supposed to throw away our
No,
faith?
we'll do that.
Hopefully she'll realize this, that believing is powerful, and it brings blessings from the gods that can't get anywhere else. So what's everyone else doing?
Dancing.
Yeah,
Look, what's been going on? Can we get the scene of what's been going on after we left?
yeah, in the meantime, Kaman went up to the front after he let go of Ren and he ran off, and he started saying something. He said, Baiba Yoko. And then everyone's like, they hear that, they're like, what? Baiba Yoko. And
What language is that in?
that is in Primordial.
Alaya would know what that means.
As they start chanting this Baiba Yoko, Baiba Yoko, Baiba Yoko, people kind of start, dancing. The celebration kind of just kicks in to again, off again. Baiba Yoko means Yoko has chosen. Or the kind of like an emissary, someone who is called to represent one of their gods. And from their village, this is something to celebrate. They have a connection to the divine. And it seems like everyone's pretty ecstatic about this. So those who don't understand Primordial, it just seems like the party gets,
And then
gets
more lit.
Yeah, everyone's just like, yeah, this is awesome. So it kind of kicks back up again. Yes.
Adelaide kind of get it.
They're saying yo.
Like, did she kind of see that and see Opal like that, and she's like, oh, okay, like, I think I know what's going on here. Or is she? I don't know.
Oh, do you feel like she'd understand what's going on? Like,
You had an experience with
Yeah.
a deity, didn't you?
Yeah, my experience was very similar.
yeah, it would have been.
Especially if he comes back with like a little marks or something like that. It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay. She thinks it, and Opal's gone up to give him,
Like her condolences.
a winged little
blessing.
charm.
Hey, welcome to the club.
It's wings now.
Yeah, dope. His little wing becomes an ASMR. That's actually pretty awesome. I really like that.
Arguing, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, congrats. I love how like he told Ren to like, you need to befriend Opal and stay away from Adelaide. And Opal's like, you better not do it or I'm gonna kill you. And Adelaide's like, damn it.
Yeah, I was like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Ren, with that, would you want to change your race to Asimar?
You have been chosen.
Join the club.
I'm kind of digging human, you know.
That's okay. It's just,
Hey,
You
there's
would-
nothing wrong with human, Ren.
I want you to know that you wouldn't lose anything. Like if you have a feat or something along those lines from being human, it would just be added onto you. All your stats would stay the same. It would just have those couple little changes.
You get more bonuses.
I mean, he was chosen.
Look
mean-
where that got me.
Very confused about this.
Opal's trying to convince me to go more into this deal. I don't know what side is she on, you know?
You know what?
What?
You know what Opal's side is on this.
Yeah, no, I'll just stay human for now.
Perfect.
He shows up with wings to the next battle, and Opal's like,
Oh no!
Yeah.
Stop it!
where did you get those? Who gave you those? Where'd
Yeah.
you get them?
Where'd you find those?
Yeah. If that were to
Wing
happen,
buddies.
The knife.
Are those from the thrift stores? Because you better not bought them off the internet.
Opal, honestly, if that were to happen, she would be completely devastated, heartbroken. She would just, I can't. I think, yeah, there's things that she would do if there was another friend that she saw go through that. She's like,
Tana turns to you, Ren, says, one thing I would mention is we didn't necessarily tell her what Yoko told us to do. And so I don't want to lie. I feel like that would be inconsiderate and it wouldn't be anywhere bringing trust in, but maybe we could find out the information from a different source as well.
Yeah. Well, it's only right that I feel like I should tell all my friends.
I agree. Do you want me there with you?
If you want to be, sure. I mean, if they don't believe me, it'd be nice to have someone else that was there. But don't feel like you have to be. I mean, it might be an awkward situation. I mean, you saw what happened with Opal, so.
Either way, Ren, I'm grateful that you were willing to. And she'll like grab your hand, kind of squeeze and say, I don't want you to give yourself up for us. Because you're the only one that's healthy. But I do recognize, and I'm very grateful that you were willing to you were ready to sacrifice yourself for our health. You're a very brave brother. Thank you.
All I meant to, I will continue to mean it.
Brandon, your internet connection on your phone may not be doing the best either.
Bro. Here, let's. Is this any better?
That is better.
Okay.
That seems more responsive.
Bro, that's so dumb. Earlier, my laptop was not doing good.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. With Tana, I'll just say I did mean it. I will do anything for you guys, and I'll continue to mean it. no matter how serious this gets, if it comes down to it, I would give myself up for you guys.
We'll find a way soon. I feel like it's getting closer and closer. This is a sign. If one God is watching over us, I know that more will come. They're listening. They really are. It might be good to still beseech the others.
Yeah, maybe others in my party can help. I know that there's some direct lines to some gods.
Well, should we get to it?
Yeah, let's go.
I imagine that during this time, everyone's going kind of. I don't know. Is there anything that you guys have been doing or anything like that? Did you have grabbed?
Oh yeah, so probably during all this, right after like the chanting begins again and people are it's the party.
Yeah, it's the party back.
Party's back.
It's
You know. I believe I'm sitting next to Moss, if I remember right. I don't know if Moss is here at the moment.
Moss is always here with you.
Oh,
Oh.
that's so cute. Ren's a pretty good dancer, huh?
I don't know if I'd call this dancing.
I guess that's true. It's more of fighting, I guess, but still, you never shared that with any of us.
Yeah. Seems like some sort of cultural thing going on. Is my best bet.
Yeah. Hey, so earlier today you asked me a question. I wasn't quite ready to answer it.
I remember.
I guess no one's really asked me that question before.
I got a heart-shaped cookie on the day where heart-shaped cookies means confession, and you were like, I'm not ready. Hold on.
You see, most of the people that I have associated with, I guess they just drank as well. So it wasn't really a question of why we drank. If we just drank, you know. So when you threw that question at me, I guess I just didn't know what to say.
It's fair.
But I don't know. I was thinking about your question. Maybe it's the dancing. Maybe it's the moonlight.
Maybe it's the booze that you've been drinking. The sunlit beaches.
The sunlit
beaches. The moonlit beaches, I mean.
But you know, after thinking about it, honestly, I drank to keep moving forward.
What does that mean?
Well, I guess it means I'm tired. I'm tired, Moss.
Baron.
I'm tired of constantly moving and constantly just trying to stay ahead, I guess.
What are you trying to stay ahead of?
The voices.
Voices?
Just things in the past, you know?
Uh, like you're haunted by things in your past? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think most people are. But yeah. No matter what you do, you can't run from them.
Hey, you're not wrong there. Not wrong there.
So, drinking's easy. Keeps so I can keep moving.
Yeah. Eventually, though, you get to the point where they can't keep running and things catch up to you. If I've learned anything about your past, is you can feel like you're years ahead of it. But it might just be 10 seconds away from you.
You know, you're starting to sound like an old man right now.
I am an old man, Baron.
Careful, Moss.
An old, wise man.
The longer I stay with the vigils, I have a feeling that it'll all catch up.
Just before it catches up, I just need to make sure. Seems like a lot of people we associate with have these dark things trying to catch up to them that are potentially dangerous. Is yours dangerous?
No. Not to you guys.
I didn't say about us. I just say, generally speaking, does this thing, is it dangerous?
Yes, we'll see when we get there, won't we?
That's like saying, I don't know if a sword is sharp until it's stabbed into me.
I mean, there are plenty of dull swords.
And doesn't mean I want to get hit by it before I figure out if it's sharp or not.
Well, then keep moving, Moss. Don't let the sword catch you.
So cryptic.
Amen to that. As Moss grabs his drink, looks at it, because it's that gross stuff, and he's like, you got anything better around here?
What do you mean? This is the good stuff.
Tastes like yeast milk out of a cow.
Super yeasty milk.
Well, if you excuse me, I gotta go find an old man with a cane.
What?
See you later, Moss.
Hey, just don't rob him.
Not too far away. It doesn't take too long. You spot the old man sitting down on what looks to be kind of a porch area of one of the buildings right next to kind of this town center. You can see what looks to be, this area is kind of, and you've seen it before. Like a lot of the outer ring area is just families, kind of, crowd in their own little space. Think of it like in our terms and world, like if you go to like a fireworks show, your family usually sets up their blankets all in the same little area and stuff like that. It looks like his family is set up on their porch right here in the front. You can see he is kind of sitting there just watching the festivities while what you'd assume to be his sons and daughters walking around, looking past them, watching over children, what you'd assume to be his grandchildren. The commotion and then finding him kind of just still among the rest of them is almost surprising as you walk up to him.
Good party?
I've seen better, but it's a pretty good one. One that will be remembered for a while. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you feel it in the air?
So what?
I guess maybe you don't. Your Outlanders might be a little bit less susceptible to these sorts of things. I was hoping that you may have had an experience, but alas, sometimes gods can be fickle that way, choosing who they show themselves to.
I stay far away from them.
Each their own.
You did something back in the arena.
Yeah.
Show me how.
What do you mean?
I know that I struck true.
And yet you didn't. How can you be so sure of something if it didn't happen?
Years of training. Perhaps intuition.
I think there's a game that people from other countries call it's chess. It's all about predicting the move of your partner. Fights are kind of like a dance like that. Wouldn't you agree?
It would. In a
And
game of chess, you're always trying to go after the king.
That's very true. I guess I just got lucky and had one more step in front of you.
Where'd you learn to fight? Your village doesn't seem like much of the fighting people.
No. Ren isn't the only one that is left, and he won't be the last. Many of them don't return. He did. I did.
Where did you leave to?
There's a sense of wanderlust that sometimes accompanies a young man. You want to go see the world. You find out very quickly, especially in this world, that it's not quite as friendly as your village that you come from. Depending on where you're from. I have no idea if it's the same for you, but I learned very quickly that where I come from, though peace is exuberant and all around you, many other places it's a precious commodity. And I had to learn to find a way through. I'd always been good at being a little bit more sneaky, a little more agile. That very same stick game I remember playing when I was probably 6 years old. Over 7 decades ago, maybe. You do something for a long enough time, you get to know all the moves, all the steps. You angry that you didn't know it on your first turn?
Perhaps.
Maybe you just need to give yourself some more grace. Find yourself a god. It helps.
I think I'll handle it on my own, thanks.
I've seen many try and fail. But who am I to tell you what to do? I'm just an old man.
Well, perhaps this old man would humor me with a game of chess.
It's been a long time since I've played it.
It's been a long time since I've lost, and I feel like it's time I drop down a peg or two.
Well, that happens to us. I've been there myself many a times. And I would imagine that you have a very enjoyable game of chess. Probably a few of them. Yeah, probably a few. I think it seems fairly evenly matched. As the night progresses on, eventually, kind of the party dies down until it's a low simmer. People are returning to their huts, though most people seem excited. Not much else is happening. I feel about this time Ren would have gathered up all of you prior to y'all retreating to your slumber for the night. He stands there, still close to the dying embers of this large bonfire. It's probably close to 1 in the morning. Ren, would you have tried to find Opal and brought her? Or would you have left her alone for this? Since she kind of already received it.
I think if she wasn't there, I'd maybe assume that she didn't want to be.
Would you have gone and done your own thing? Are you still on your own? Which is more than fine. You can do that.
After the celebration?
Yes. I mean, it's kind of... I don't know if you ever... Did you ever return to the celebration?
I think I would have.
Yeah.
No.
Are you okay if Opal... Do you think Opal would have, sought out anyone? You kind of said your piece and told them in the morning, but I don't want to keep you from opportunities.
I think the only thing that she would do would take a moment to breathe underwater,
Yeah.
to meditate and to collect herself and try to think of past lives that she's had, of what to do.
Okay. We will do that after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in case I forget, so I'm saying it so you may remember for me. She would also recall Adelaide's experience and think if she can see if there would be any similarities to not have to possibly kill her friend and his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We will get to that in a little bit.
Ren, that was epic. How did you pull it off? The big cloud, and then it disappeared, and it was lightning, and then you were soaking wet, and that was so cool. How did you do it?
I'll say, Pinky, I'll tell you what. It might have been the trick of the century. But it also might have been pure luck. I don't know how it happened.
Oh.
But I do want to tell you all what happened. Because it was incredible. And I am forever changed.
Good chicks can do that to you.
Indeed.
I'm sorry.
Did the lightning
Someone thought you said
hit you?
good chick.
Like you
Good
look a little burnt, dude.
As the lightning hit me, my sister and I were transported almost to a different place. It was truly like an out-of-body experience. And Yoko was there.
Wait, like your god?
You heard me.
No.
Well, in essence of him was there, but no, there's not really a difference. But what matters is he told me that he would help me.
He's gonna help you?
Yes.
Trick.
He told me of a place where we can find something that can even help my mom immediately. Maybe, I don't think it'll cure her, but it will help her. She doesn't have much longer left. You can at least give us more time to go and search.
Search for what?
I mean, we can go to the Gray Mountains and talk to that one person that Eileen told us about. Yoko's just giving us more time to follow up on the leads we do have.
Help your family. Okay, I'm catching up now.
Does everyone have any feelings about this?
Where are we supposed to go though? Exactly?
Oh well, where the item where he told me to go it's in a shipwreck. Do I know where the shipwreck is, Chase?
Do a history check for me.
Gladly.
Really hope it's close by so we can use our underwater breathing.
That's a 5.
5? You might have to ask around a little bit, but you're pretty sure that maybe one of the villages pretty close would be. And Yoko warned you that it was fairly close by. Like he knew the place, and maybe if you tried connecting more, he might be able to give you further directions as well.
Yeah, so I'll just say there's an item in a shipwreck nearby. We have a boat, we can go there. Once we get it, we'll make the we'll do the rites, the ritual, and it'll help my mom.
That's pretty convenient for us. I mean, Opal gave us all the ability to breathe underwater for like, I think 24 hours. So
You keep saying item.
Friend
Do you?
friends.
Oh, dang it.
Brandon!
we can't hear you, but maybe you can hear us, Brandon?
Give us.
I can hear Brandon. Can you
can
guys
hear
hear me?
Brandon?
Brandon's
course.
gone.
No, you couldn't.
Brandon's back.
So mad at my internet. It
I
says
heard
it
that.
on-
He's saying that he's mad at his internet right now, guys.
Okay. Now we can hear.
What is the last thing that you heard, Ren?
Frick, I can't even remember. I was saying that. Oh yeah, you said Opal gave us all the ability to breathe, and I was like, "What the heck? She can do that?" That's basically that.
Yeah, he used like a scroll or something, so that's pretty convenient.
Well, I hope she can do that again. And I do want to let you guys all know that Opal isn't very stoked about this whole situation. But I just want to ask for you guys' help. Help her to understand. I like Opal. I think we all do. I don't want to make an enemy out of her or anything just because I want to help people. And that makes her sound terrible. But just please stick with me on this.
Here's what Adelaide would say with this.
I mean, you know how I feel about the gods, Ren, but I'll help you out. Just know how for me to participate in the ritual.
Why specifically is Opal upset?
I think she just has her preconceptions about Yoko. And I mean, you guys have said that he's considered to be a evil god,
Which he is.
but he's helping me. And I don't think evil gods help people. So he must not be so evil.
I don't know. If I know anything about evil people is they usually tend to help you 90% of the time, but the critical 10% is when they cut you in the back.
So just stick with me for this 90%. For the 10% you can leave.
All right, that's the best logic I've heard in my life.
Dude, you can't go wrong with that.
87 years I've been alive, and that's the best I've ever heard. I'm in.
Thank
You
you.
got my
Mom.
help too, Ren.
Thank you, Bear.
Ren just told everyone what happened.
You're right too.
Wow. Is that any kind of a red flag for me, or am I just chill?
Roll a religion check.
Okay. Like I already kind of knew about Ren having it being over 20.
Over 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of at this point that you're thinking, and you've never been like the strongest doctrinal follower of Yalvath, though at this moment you think, you know that it's taught that Yoko was one of the usurpers, the usurper gods, and that he is imprisoned, sealed away. You haven't really heard of any real following of Yoko, though, until you met Ren. And while most of the experiences and or stories that you've heard of cults of the usurper gods don't really necessarily seem like Ren's people fit that description, if that makes sense. But you know that with over a 20, you know that gods will make deals, sometimes called pacts, with mortals. They give them power and then sometimes ask from something for them to do something. So with that, you know that Ren at this time might be being influenced by Yoko. Though he doesn't seem any different. He's not acting different. The only thing that you notice is the lighter skin around his eyes. It almost look like kind of burn scars. And I guess it really just comes down to your best judgment whether you should help him or not. The experience that you saw him go through very much rang true for you as an experience that you had. And you know where you were taught the usurper gods are all evil. But for this place, apparently, it's not the same. So I guess it does come down to what Adilaide thinks about Ren and whatever this may be.
Well, she did earlier, like way in the beginning, make a promise that she would help Ren save his sisters. And there was no kind of like warning about that then. So she's just gonna take that as a cue of like, let's move forward then. Like let's see if we can, not thinking of as helping this god, she's thinking of it as let's get your sisters better. Like
Yes.
So she's in. Yeah.
Well, if we go tomorrow to find that ship, we might be able to take advantage of breathing.
Well, I can't breathe. So I mean, I guess that's better than not any of us breathing, but I will need to find a way to breathe underwater.
Are you
Unless
like from here? Can you like hold your breath for like a really long time?
I was thinking. I mean, if the shipwreck isn't that deep, I could possibly just free dive it.
Maybe I have. I don't think I do.
Hannah would turn to you, Ren, and she'd say, I don't think Yoko would have given us a task that we couldn't have completed. So maybe he'll provide a way.
Very true.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I think that's very wise. I think he trusts us so we can do it. He wouldn't send us on a death mission. So let's go for it.
And with that, I think we're going to go to break for tonight.
Break.
Break.
Then
Done.
break.
Yeah, we're going to go to break. It's only 8:30.
Okay, the way that you made that sound is that we were
Break
like,
for tonight.
yeah,
Yeah, you're going to go break
break.
for like 10 minutes because I want you to slice of pizza, and then we'll get back to it.
Pretty.
We'll Okay, so starting up before we jump into tomorrow's stuff. Opal,
Well,
you're sitting underwater. I imagine that you found a nice coral shelf to sit on.
Yeah.
And
I'm still heavy. I'm in full plated armor.
yeah, it's kind of sunk you to the bottom, but it's not nearly as scary when you can breathe underwater. I feel like you've been sitting here long enough that the fish that you scared away when you first kind of came have come back. Some of them are swimming around you. Some of them are kind of taking a little nibble at your armor, just kind of cleaning it and stuff like that. Just those little minnows. And your hair and your cape and your hair is kind of just slowly kind of floating all around you. And as you sit there, just slowly, it's a very different feeling than breathing air. And I can see why it's meditative for you, as the movement of the water as you breathe it into your lungs at first is very unnatural, but after a while, that feeling of kind of the water run in and then kind of run out, making your breathing a lot more labored, heavy, calms you down. As you kind of sit there and you think about everything that you just saw in your conversation with Ren and what him and his sister had to say and what you had to say, and the confliction in your heart of what to do. You specifically want to ponder past Opal's experiences with anything like this, as well as you want to
Think of Adelaide's situation.
think of your own experience with Adelaide's situation. Opal, were you there during Adelaide's ceremony?
I don't think I would have been. Or maybe I should have been.
Adelaide, do you think Opal would have been there?
I mean,
Was she paying attention? That's the
no, I remember you describing it. You did
Yeah.
tell it to me.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm trying to think of if I would be there.
if she, I don't know. I think you could decide. If you weren't there, we probably would have talked about it in detail,
Yeah.
to where you knew everything that happened.
What
Because
age?
Adelaide was very open with you about it.
Yeah. What age did you have that ceremony? So I think that is a little. That's a
19?
determine. A 19?
So I have it written down. Give me just a second.
Yeah, I would say if you're 15 and up, I think Opal would have been there.
Because you knew each other when you were really young.
Really little. But of course, my upbringing and knowledge would have been gradually taught to me, not all at once. So,
Yeah, 19.
okay, I would have been there.
Yeah, and I think at 19 you would kind of have a better understanding of what it was about and what was going on with that.
So, not too long ago, but a while ago.
So, which would you like to ponder first?
I think she would have been caught up in the moment, and the first thing that came to mind was been pondering past Opal's experiences.
Yeah, I'd like you to do a religion check. You ponder and
It rolled up.
meditate. You're good.
Okay. Religion is 19.
Okay. You sit there, and as you think, trying to connect with your past selves, you find yourself on a ship. It's not necessarily similar to the ships that they build now. It's almost, in a sense, more, for lack of better terms in D&D, it's a longboat. It's like Viking-esque. Not like a large sailing galleon, something along those lines that may be seen more in your time. It's fast, it's small, and as you open your eyes, the first thing that you notice is the sensation of rain hitting your face. It seems that you and the crew of this boat are trapped in a storm, being rocked back and forth, back and forth. The waves tower over you. Higher than it almost seems like mountains at times. Each person has a rope tied around them. Every once in a while, a crash of wave will wash over the crew. Some people get sent flying. You hear the yells to pull them back on. You hear in the back of the boat the steady drum, dum dum, dum dum, dum dum. It happens to be the same cadence that was used during the ritual by Ren's people. Dum dum, dum dum. This cadence seems to be keeping the men rowing in tandem. The captain at the front calls out orders, barking them to turn the ship to head on into the waves, making it easier to overcome the mountainous washes. That beat of the drum kind of fills you more. The captain yells out, "Do you think we're close enough, Miss Opal?"
I think just about, maybe a little more.
"I don't know if we have more.
I agree.
Are you sure that this is where it's at?"
Yeah. Opal has no idea, but she knows she's there for a reason. Like, sure, Miss Opal's here for a reason.
Yeah. As you continue going and approaching, you see what looks to be forming up in front of you, almost through the clouds. As you crest above this wave, you look over kind of this cacophony of ocean of water, and you see not too far away is the eye of the storm. And you realize as you look at it, it's kind of this glowing golden beam right down into the waters as it's calm right there. And if you had to guess, you would have never thought it was daytime with the cover of cloud over it.
Yeah, I'm like, there!
As the men double their rowing as the beat of the drum goes faster and faster. Your own memories have meld with these ones. As the drum hits, you see these team of 50 men or back and forth, and it snaps to the image of Ren with the spear striking forward, or back and forth, spear striking forward. That snapshot with every hit of the drum kind of changing.
Mhm.
You sit there and you ponder to yourself the similarities between Ren and these men that you're with. As the boat edges down into the middle in a valley of two colossal waves, hoping to make it up to the next one. The eye of the storm so close. You look over, and as the drumming stops, the captain looks at you as time freezes for just a second. As he looks you up and down. He says, "This is why you're here." Portals open. Calamities happen. You stop them. But you can also save them, as he kind of gestures towards the men in the boat. And you hear another ring of the drum. Your eyes flash to Ren. Flash back to these oarmen. Your eyes flash to Adelaide. Your eyes flash to the oarmen.
Opal will. Honestly, she's confused right now. She'll just say, "Save them." How?
By remembering who you are. And it's at this moment that you see this large wave towering over you. And you know that's going back down. You know it's going to scuttle, rip it to pieces. You're standing there. What do you do?
Opal first be dumbfounded as kind of looking at her own mortality in that life. And thinking, repeating in her head the question, "Remember who you are." Types of things is she has an idea of what she would do, but is that who she is? I think she would yell out Yoko angrily. Just like, Yoko!
Make another religion check for me.
That is a 15.
15 just barely succeeds. As the storm above you, see a bolt of lightning come down and strikes the wave right above where you're at, splitting the water in part, in twain. Around the boat crashes down the wave, but that lightning bolt saved the crew. The captain looks at you and says, "You may have more power than you think." And you open your eyes, and you're back underwater.
I think Opal's just even more confused and conflicted and in between different types of panic attacks. Is I have to protect my friends by possibly taking their lives. I have to protect our friends by possibly trusting in a god. Like, Opal's just thinks she's giving herself a headache, trying to split. I think Opal will just try to calm herself down and ponder that question of who am I? No, I am Opal Delise. But what does that mean?
You ponder upon Adelaide's story.
Oh, I think I would, as pondering her beginning and seeing where she is today, as beginning her oath, beginning her journey with this life, trying to remember if there's any similarities to my experience of when that day came. And basically, I'm trying to remember my oath.
As you,
It's been so long.
as you try to remember your oath, it almost seems, when I say this, you haven't rolled over a 20 with your religion checks.
I know.
It seems
Again.
that memory, for some reason, is blocked.
Mhm.
You remember the words that you said, but you can't remember who you said them to. You can't remember what circumstances you were in when you said them, but you know the said words. Those are emblazoned in your mind. It's almost as if everything else was taken away.
Mhm. What are the words?
Are you asking that actually? Or-
Yeah.
I think we've already talked about your oath and what it contains.
I need to remember.
Give me 1 second.
Can I have a pencil?
Oh, I
Here,
totally forgot.
borrow mine.
That's not-
I don't know where we wrote that down at, but
Is it in the sheet?
in the sheet,
Google sheet.
I'm trying to see if I
A
have
cheat sheet for all of us.
No, maybe. Let me see. I was not ready to tell you what your oath is, but something. Sorry, everybody. We might have to redefine some of the wording to it, but the biggest thing that you remember is it has to do with what is known as the divine gate.
Yep.
In protecting that.
Yep.
And if that were to be crossed, then it is your job to reseal it. And so, while the many experiences that you've had has led you to, and it's always felt like it for you, resent the gods, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are against gods.
Yeah.
Your job is to make sure that they stay separate from mortals. Your oath is to that. If a god tries to enter into this realm, it is your duty to see that does not happen.
Okay, so I basically remembered.
Yes.
But there's more things to it that Opal has not quite remembered.
You don't know who gave it to you.
Yeah.
Who you swore it to, as you know that you don't necessarily follow any of the gods. As you think of Ren's experience today, it makes you hesitant, as this could be a god trying to come to this plane again.
Manipulate their way back.
A thought I feel like strikes home for you, though, is where better would it be for you to be located? Would it be better for you to be in the headquarters of the Triquetra, or close to Ren?
Close to Ren.
Your duty is to the Divine Gate, to keep it sealed. As long as Ren doesn't cross that, then you are fulfilling your oath.
Okay. Opal. I think is able to calm herself down now and understand that. Okay, I think she's ready to go back.
If it's okay with that, we will skip to the morning. As you all prepare and get ready, what is the game plan?
Opal comes up like a mermaid, but chokes on water. She has to adjust to breathing air again.
It's actually really bad. You know, you have to like get
Were
all
you
that
under
up.
there the whole night? Are you like super pruny? You're
Is
just
it-
like,
Her armor has like started growing a little.
who's more wrinkly, Moss or?
That's a good question. It is salt water, so it actually isn't like quite as, you know,
Pruny Rooney.
Rooney. Actually, salt helps with that, but
24 hours.
24 hours gets
And it's not 24 hours.
you know,
it's
she
like
does start
8 hours.
looking a little blue.
More than a couple hours.
She lives in that blue world, in her blue house.
All right. So I'm not there yet. Are you introduced? Whatever.
You're here.
Okay.
I mean, this is like you guys have rested, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like this is in the morning.
We took a long rest.
Afterwards,
We're
you
good.
guys have taken a long rest.
Did Opal get long rest?
Yeah.
I don't know if Opal would have done that though.
Okay.
I don't think you
Take
probably
long
would have returned.
But Opal would have said things if people were still awake.
I think that this is definitely in the morning. So you could have rested underwater. You can breathe underneath there.
Meditated. All right. So I've returned in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. I think. How's it going, everybody? with the more crappy voice because of everything. My eyes are also red because yeah, I would
that
also
salt water
cry.
in your eyes. It's not good.
Yeah, eyes are red. Would have also been crying. Just lots of things. Complete wreck. And be like, how's it going, guys?
Doing much better than you, apparently.
Yeah. Yep. Can everyone meet up with me? This little family gathering. Does that? Yeah. Good. Yeah. It'll be quick, I promise.
Okay, but the clock's ticking on our water breathing, so we gotta hurry.
We're all together.
Everybody. Okay. Pinky, why did you say that?
Cause we're going scuba diving.
You're what?
Apparently there's this really cool shipwreck that has an awesome item that's gonna help Ren's mom.
And did Ren tell you that?
Yeah.
Did he mention Yoko?
Yeah, he said he met him in person. Can you believe it?
Opal will start tearing up and look at Ren in just complete utter disgust of like, why would you break my trust?
Opal, I need to help my family.
You know the consequences of that, right? I said it very clearly. And now you have put our whole party at risk of death.
Well, haven't we always been at risk of death? I mean, we are vigils.
You have a point, Pinky.
Got him.
The risk of death, however, comes from my hand. Ren did not explain everything, did he?
Gonna kill us?
If you help Ren, and if this does help Yoko come to our world, yes.
Opal, Yoko didn't say anything about coming to our world.
But if there is any progression of him doing so, you are responsible.
I am. And I told you that you can have your retribution. It'll be worth it for me if I help my family.
I understand that, but you're dragging other people into this. Anyone who is involved.
He's not dragging us. We all decided that we'd help.
He informed you. He told you what was going on. He asked for your help. Yeah, you said you would. Thus sealed your fate.
Opal, quick question. As the naive person that I am, like, why do you disagree so strong? I understand that Yoko is the usurper god, but I want to know why you're so strongly opposed to this.
My oath. Bad guy. My oath is to keep this world safe. You understand what usurper gods are? Wicked, evil, malicious, manipulative. Anything that they can do to gain power. Sure, they'll do a nice thing here or there, but who's to say the reason behind it? As, I'll give you this pretty little apple, but it actually is poison. Reference to Snow White on accident, but anyway.
Aren't humans that way too?
Exactly. But we shouldn't let gods involved with that.
I guess, Ren, question for you. This item that we seek, right? Is it just like a magic item that we give to your family and we go on our merry way? Or is it something that you provide to your usurper god and then the usurper god gives you something in return?
I don't know. Is there what I mean, Chase, would I he told me to bring it back, make sacred rites, and offer what needs to be offered. Would that imply that it is for Yoko? or for my family? Because I also feel like I remember him saying that item
The-
can help my
The-
mom.
So the item was for your mom. He talked about the sacred rites and offerings for the next step. You may get the item, but you may not know what to do with it.
Okay.
So that was the idea. It wasn't necessarily, hey, this is the get out of Yoko jail free card. Press this button. It might be something a little bit different. It
Okay.
seemed like it was focused on doing something for your mom.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say Yoko understands how urgent this is. This is purely for my benefit, for my family's benefit. This has nothing to do with him.
So the trade-off is you'll be indebted to Yoko
Yes.
if you perform this task. And so I guess, Opal, a question for you. So at the time being that Ren's not going to do anything that's for the usurper god at this time being, besides becoming indebted to him, would it just be fair to be like, hey, we help Ren's mom to the best of our ability, but then once Ren comes through with his promise to the usurper god, then you axe Ren's head off?
More or less.
So we can help Ren's mom then.
You'll still be held responsible if it has any contributions to the assistance in Yoko crossing the Divine Gate.
Well, the awkward question, Opal, then is the only way we can breathe underwater is because of your spell. So therefore, the only way for us to do this is with your help.
I will not help, and the intent of me casting that spell had nothing to do with this situation. Thus, I hold no responsibility in this. You're just abusing a gift completely against my will that was not intended for this.
Chase, DM question. Can
Sure.
Opal end the spell at will?
I don't know. Just
Cast it for a scroll. So
It was a scroll casting. That is a
I
good
think,
question.
I'm pretty sure scrolls last the duration.
yeah, I would say that too.
I want to
That's
make
just-
this. I want to make this interesting.
I'm like 90% certain they last the duration of.
I don't know, because like if you cast a scroll that's concentration, like it still follows your personal concentration.
Yeah, but scrolls don't need concentration.
Yeah.
What's the spell specifically again?
Water breathing. I don't think it necessarily needs concentration though. I'm reading up.
Listen, I'm with Ren on this. I'm gonna help him save his family.
I understand that. And to be clear, if this has the only sole purpose of helping his family and nothing to do with Yoko, go for it. Full blessing. However, if this is linked to anything of Yoko crossing into this realm, all of you
Take
shall
care of
die.
the problem.
Then take care of the problem.
Then we'll take care of the problem. Like, it's not a problem now.
Okay, I do got something. I have an argument point. So Opal.
David had a comment too.
David did have a
Oh,
comment.
David goes. David goes.
Opal and Adelaide, I don't want this to come off the way that it's going to sound. But to be honest, I feel like your gods are no different than Yoko.
I serve not a singular god, I serve a purpose.
And you made that I guess, oath to who? You had to make it to at least one god, right? And do you enjoy the oath you've made?
I think, partially the answer to that due to our last conversation. To your last one. My dear comrades, this is a heavy burden that has been bestowed upon me, and from the very beginning, I've been transparent in my anxiousness and lack of control of my life. And that honestly still plays a part. I even told Ren this, and I don't know what he told you, what I said.
As far as
I
I'm
honest-
aware, Ben didn't mention anything about what you said to him.
Yeah. So, one-sided story, some friend. I honestly want to support Ren 100,000%. Family is essential. I treasure each of you as my family because you are. I would do anything to help you live a prosperous and long life. But this oath commands me to not let anything come in my way of protecting this world from manipulating gods. Even if they're good gods, they must stay on their side. They are imprisoned, they are separated for a reason.
I mean, to an extent, Opal, that's my entire point. I mean, I understand that you have a duty to protect the world, but Ren has a duty just as important to him to protect his family. And to be completely honest, Opal, I fail to see the difference between the gods. Every god chooses somebody to, in a lack of a better word, enslave to their ideologies and their ideas for power or a potential that they may feel like they don't have. They find people who are intensely driven and don't quite have the power to achieve what they have to. And that's who they go for. But it all comes at a cost. And so if Ren wants to make the decision that in a part you and your ancestors have played, why, as of right now, when we don't know what the point is or what he wants, be threatening life?
You're right, Elia. And I sincerely appreciate what you said. I'll say my piece and let you go on your way. But you know what I've said. And if you forget, just ask. And I'll gladly remind you before I have to fulfill my duty and end your life.
Okay.
I, Opal, have lived for thousands of years. Me, not anybody else. Yeah, I said ancestors before. No. That was me holding on to the little truth that I have that I feel like I'm having to give everything up to try and convince you to please don't do this. I've witnessed the same scenario many times. People believe that it is good, and ultimately it ends with bloodshed. So, my honest desire is that this little item has nothing to do with Yoko, has nothing to do with crossing into our realm, and it's simply just to assist Ren's mother and family. That is my greatest desire as of right now. Please be safe. And go on your way. And Opal will leave. And Opal will cry. But try to suppress her. But, that doesn't go very well. So, yeah. I hope that's been clear enough.
Pinky is very, very confused. Because Opal's simultaneously wishing everybody the best and threatening to kill everybody.
That's about right.
Yeah, the real question, though, is Opal can't stop us by simply dispelling the magic. But she is refusing to. And I'm also saying this to everybody.
Is that what we learned?
I'll allow it.
Would Opal know that?
Yeah.
Would
I
Opal
mean,
know
you
that?
cast it.
Okay.
I feel like dispelling magic is a pretty common knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong.
As you take a step back and as you're walking away, you get that thought again. Would it be better for you to leave or to be there when it happens?
I think Opal would stop in her tracks and her knees would hit the ground and she would just grab her face and wipe away the tears and let out a battle cry, just like, what do you want me to do? Which would be very obvious to them. Just yelling and
Wailing and gnashing of teeth.
exactly.
Can Adelaide go to Opal?
Yeah.
Okay, Adelaide. Oh wow, that's
All right.
Hey, bud! How you doing? And like you're like pouring the sand on your head. And like
crazy.
sackcloth and mourning and stuff like that.
This is a lot that's just coming up all at once now. Didn't expect that when you woke up this morning, right? That it would be. Is this my plate?
Yeah.
So let's think about this.
Opal's face is in the sand, by the way.
She's just kind of like taking sense, just like gently like placing on your neck, like it's all like like it's okay. Like,
It's nice and warm.
and like against your neck and stuff. She's just like, well, and Opal, I do understand where you're coming from, and I for one, I most certainly do not want to allow a usurper god any amount of freedom. And that would be regardless of my religious beliefs. Honestly, like thank goodness that they were taken care of. But I think that we have to think
as those that serve the gods, the good ones, that the majority of the time our purpose in doing so is to do good. And we have a good person who has a good mother and good sisters. And if we help to save them, then they will be healthy. And whatever happens after that can be up to me and you. Take care of it from there. But I think that right now this is so morally confusing because it's people that we love. And it's important to take a stand. But if in your heart, you, current Opal, if in your heart you want to protect your friends and to do good, I would consider coming with us and just seeing how it plays out. And perhaps this would help us to perhaps understand this. What was the god's name again?
Yoko.
Understand what this Yoko is planning. I don't want to see you tear yourself apart over who you've been for millennia. You should live your responsibilities the way that you would in this lifetime and this part of your experience. Well, I don't know. But I think that would make sense. That you should do what you think you should do as Opal right now. And she's gonna take the sand that she's been like putting up on your neck and she's gonna kind of make it into a little cone. So if you sit up, it's gonna like slide down your dress.
They would do that. I think, you know, in those anime scenes where they recall things and just have that moment of realization, eyes wide open, of like, that's the answer, is basically that, but her face is like slightly lifted from the sand, so it's still covered in sand. I'm just, I think, hi, Daddy. I think, oh, so good. I think Opal would sit up and just start wailing tears of joy and relief and just tackle Adelaide and hug her and get mud and sand and tears and snot.
That's too much. Too much goodness. Too much love. All right. Stand up now.
Can I at least get a tissue?
Oh, yes. And she's going to pull out of her pocket an embroidered water lily handkerchief.
Opal will be considerate in this moment, which she usually is not with Adelaide sings. Adelaide, you're handing this to me and you know it's gonna get destroyed.
I bought it. Get back when you're done.
Opal will just...
It's just like a long snot flow.
Sand, snot, tears, everything. So...
These are gifts, actually.
I'm giving these to you.
These for you.
Yeah. I think Opal, like, she needs that as a token to remind her of this moment, to help her remember who she is.
It's got a lily on it!
Yeah.
Okay. My subconscious was like, you know what should have on it? And wow, that's so cool. That's coincidence. That's like role-playing game crazy coincidence.
Yeah. Yes. Opal will just look at it and just, we gotta finish the scene. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Not, I'm really not. Anyway, yeah. Opal will just stare at this very dirty and snot-covered lily rag now and just breathe relief. Like, literally a heavy anchor of burden coming off her shoulders and chest and everything just coming off of, like, it's okay to be you and fulfill your responsibilities. Because that's what she's been struggling with this entire time, is the split of, do I do this or do I do what I want? Do I follow my oath or do I go join a circus or whatever I want? But
Specific.
Very
I don't
disappointing.
know. But
been a big
anyway, I feel like this is starting to glue it together, of Opal becoming one person rather than two people trapped in one. So Opal will come back complete mess and awful, disgusting snot, and then hug Ren, and also try to get him as dirty as possible, and put him in a knuckle, like rubber head and everything, and push on the ground and just say, "I'm sorry."
Please don't kill me.
No, like you could tell it's not lethal or anything, but just all of that, and she'll just say, "I'm sorry, and I'm helping you." Unless it does bad things.
Then he's gonna clap her hand.
I will explain when I am more emotionally stable.
Adelaide takes a little. The water skins.
Yeah. And Opal will just start, like, come on, and just start walking the next direction towards. She's just walking the other direction now and just waiting for someone to tell her where to go. Like, actually, it's this way or whatever.
So where are we going?
Adelaide's
And-
confidently following
Did you
Opal.
figure out the way?
I don't know, Jace. Like, if I was able to, if we could have done that like off screen, I would have liked to talk to people. Or if you want that to be,
No, I think from talking around, Tamon gave you a direction. It is south along the bay of Lena. You think that if the winds are strong and in your favor, you could reach there by afternoon, just in time to use the water breathing.
okay.
It's not too far off the coast, and he described it as the ship was thrown into shallow seas and it sunk on top of the reef. So it's not a crazy deep dive either.
Okay, sweet.
Though a boat is needed to get there, he warns you. If you try to walk on the sands all the way down the beach, you will be too slow.
Makes sense. I do want to say, as Opal like hugs Ren and comes back, Ren would say, like, he would hold her tight and say, "Thank you, Opal, for understanding, at least somewhat. I really do enjoy your company, and I don't know how much longer I would have been able to do this without your support. I really want to thank you."
Yeah. Opal's all over the place right now, so she is not
Yeah,
best.
she's on to the next person. It's fine.
She's just crying and just saying things all over, like, "I'm sorry I said you weren't my friend, and I'm probably just hungry. It's been a rough night." Yeah,
She's just having, an identity crisis. Like, no big deal.
she's just
We've all
had it
been
the
there.
entire time since we've met. Yeah. So yeah, she's
She's off like she's hungry.
yeah. So Opal's just, she's doing her thing right now to process and get into a stable mental place. So
Yeah,
she's
I'll
good.
throw Opal like a yam, some sort of
Some
root.
big old purple yam.
Yeah.
I think Opal would be like me, is when when emotions are high, I don't want to eat. So she's just like, "Thanks," but looks at it and like, I don't want this right now.
Actually, really tasty.
Well, everyone,
Let me put it in my.
let's go down to the lagoon. It's time to break in the portable boat.
Oh, that's right.
The porta boat?
Porta boat.
Maybe not break it in, but test it out rather.
Okay.
As you guys head down to the lagoon, Ren, you take one glance at your house, your sister Tahenna, kind of leaning up against the wall, not like nonchalant, but she's kind of like holding on to it, and just kind of watching you all get ready to go. You get out the portable boat. I assume that you were given the command word for it when you bought it.
I would assume. Yeah.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, it's like you bought a boat, you can't even use it. Pretty.
Yeah, I pull out a dictionary and I start reading.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out. Because it's your boat, what would you like your command word to be?
Oh boy.
He
I
reset
don't
the
know.
password for you.
There are 3 command words for the 3 sizes, unless you want to nerf this boat and give it only 1 size.
There's 3 sizes to the portable boat.
Yeah,
I
here I'll
should-
read it. The first command word causes the boat to fold into a boat 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
Like a canoe. Oh, but
Yeah.
it does have 1 pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, and a lateen sail. Hold up to 4 people. The second one causes the box to unfold into a ship 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. Ship has a deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail. And that can hold 15 people. And then the third one, that one causes it to go back into a box.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with all those.
Okay, sweet. So I've got my canoe and my dinghy. I think the command words will be big fish and little fish. And then I don't know about the box yet.
Nessie.
And yeah, something about like it's like a word when like the fish goes back into its hole.
Yeah.
Hidey
Or maybe
hole.
or maybe like tackle, like a tackle
Tackle
box.
Yeah,
I
I do like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Donnie.
That would be a bad idea. Donnie. Big fish it is.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of a common term.
I like it. I think it's
What's a
fun.
big fish?
Well, I just need you to promise me that you won't like use this against me, and I'll say, "Oh, that's a big fish," and have the boat, explode in my bag.
What if you have to say like big fish go like a Pokeball or something?
Big fish, I choose you.
Look at that big
Yeah.
fish go.
It is a command word, right? You have to say it as a command, right?
Yeah, like as like with purpose.
that could be up to debate. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet.
Okay.
Well, your decision really is affecting what my words are going to be. Okay, for now,
Wait.
it's big fish, little fish, and tackle. If these can be accidentally triggered, I will change that.
I will have you know that if it is accidentally triggered and there's not space for it to unfold, it will not.
Okay, sweet.
Fell to death.
Just so you know. So that is a little thing for you. Okay.
Can anyone use the command word?
No, it's just Ren. I think that is a fair stipulation on it.
It's like Opal. Yip yip. It just turns into a boat.
Yep. Yeah. As you set up the box down, I only imagine the box is like yay big. Like it's pretty small, foot by like 2 feet.
Yeah, it says that the box is a foot by a half.
Yeah, so it's a foot by half a foot. It's a pretty small box for a full boat to fit in.
Yeah.
The box itself, though, when it's in box form, is floatable. Just so you know, it can be used as a flotation device, but only one person can use it as like a little boogie board.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
A boogie board. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I imagine that you would call forth big fish.
Yeah, it's big fish time.
It is big fish time. It can hold. You guys have what, 8 of y'all in total, with Pablo, and yeah, you're gonna need everyone.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck. I imagine that on the back of the boat, like in like etching, it says "big fish," like
Heck
it's
yeah.
the name. You would notice as you cast it and it forms in the water, the wood of it kind of looks almost that grayish old wood color, and it has like patches of moss on it. Not Moss, the character, the you know. I'll make that clear.
It's old, but I mean, it'll do. It's trusty, right?
You'd also know. You'd notice that the sail itself has the emblazoned figure of an octopus with one eye, kind of in the middle.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Is this the first time I'm seeing this, or have I had time to like check it for leaks
I think
already?
this is the first time.
All right. Well, I think let's all go on together and see if it'll hold us.
Captain Ren set sail.
Yeah. Well, first I want to like see if there's any visible holes in it.
It seems seaworthy
Okay.
as you do a routine inspection. Yeah. All right. We will start off with sailing next time.
Next time on the Dungeon House.
All right. With that, dungeon.
Dungeon.
Dungeon. Dungeon.